So we do have some time for questions. I know there was a lot of questions that came in on the app. So if your question was not answered on the app, what's going to happen is that question's going to be sent to the speaker, and then we will send out the answer to the person who asked the question. So you'll get the question answered eventually. It's just some of the speakers have left, or maybe 20 questions came in. But if there are some speakers left here and you guys do have questions, we can do some question and answer with the mics right now. So if someone has a question, I can see if the speaker is still in the room. If not, Who's here? Oh, okay. John is here, and John is happy to answer questions. So I know you guys have some questions for John.
I will only respond to jokes. I want to hear jokes. Please provide me with jokes, and then I'll be very happy. Anybody got a good joke? Dinu, got a good joke? Here you go.
John?
Yes?
You never invited me back to one of these meetings if I would tell the joke.
There you go. All right. Thanks, pal. Any questions on anything anybody's got? Isn't it horrible that I'm asked, Jim, how are you, man? Isn't it horrible that I'm asking you to not charge copays? Just think about the money you're losing. Right?
John, we got a question right here.
Oh, I love questions. Is it a joke
I think this
first?
is for Ryan Bailey.
Oh, Ryan. They left.
They left.
But I'll answer for them.
Well, he was talking about when he was doing SRPs for the patients and they started crying.
Yeah.
What
Well, of
did
course
you do
they
to make them cry?
You hit him in the face. Nah, man, be careful. You know? I don't know what he does with that. He left already, so I don't know. Anyone else have any questions? I mean, the moral of the story is, as a bunch of these guys said, go big or go home. Add a bunch of hygiene on weekends and evenings. Marketing will fill it. If it doesn't fill it, you just reactivate. And if that doesn't work, you should have pre-appointed it properly 6 months prior. And if that doesn't work, look at the guys who are in your schedule who are insanely put into the middle of the day, middle of the week. Pull them out of there, throw them into the Saturdays and Sundays and evenings, and watch what happens. Right, Raj?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I have a question, John.
Oh, good. I love questions.
You know, all these handouts you do. No, I know. They're so great to be able to take notes and things like that. But for all these years I've been coming here, I could never read them.
I can't read it either.
I know. Can you maybe print them out? I mean, email them out, all the presentations that was done, because these speakers they've really done a great job.
These guys are amazing.
Yeah.
These guys, thanks, Raj.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are absolutely amazing we've had here. I mean, I just can't believe the amount of first of all, work they did to put it together. I knew it's hard for you to do that, and you did it out of your goodness of your heart, and I really appreciate it, and all you guys. But these are all going to be on videos very quickly. You can download them and watch them. And some of these are, these are real people. This is the real guy who used to be doing $40,000 a month, right? Gary, I know what you used to do, and I know what you guys used to do, and and now you guys are like having these ridiculously nice lives. The trick is to get other guys to do the same thing. I mean, one of these guys has got to resonate with you. That's the trick. But that's why we took these smaller guys going up to whatever, 700,000 a month or whatever. We have these other guys going way up into the millions a month. Is to resonate with you and to touch your heart and to give you inspiration to do the right things. Don't be afraid to not do these things. Don't be afraid. Don't chicken out. Do it. And we'll have it on videos. Whatever transcripts type stuff you want, we'll give it to you. Whatever it takes, we'll do it. None of this stuff we're talking about has ever not worked. This is 40 years, Jim. And I wouldn't be standing here if I could tell you to do something that you could come to me and say, John, you lied to me, right? How could I live my life, but I'd be sued all day long. So, no, we've got anything you want. It'll be in video. You call me. I gave you guys my text number. Text me, right? You text me. You email me. Immediately email you back. This stuff is vitally important to me that you guys get this. I'll fill in the blanks that you don't understand. It's whatever it takes. Our local reps will do whatever it takes. This is what we live for. It's beyond a business, as many of you guys we've worked together for decades know. So, any questions? Oh, I love questions, sweetheart.
You said never stop calling the patients to reactivate them. I mean, we stopped calling after like 2 years.
Well, I kind of didn't say never stop calling. I said call them infrequently, but call them the right way. In other words, if you're going to call these guys, make sure you make it a meaningful call. If you say the wrong things when you call them, they're not going to come back. You may as well, as I said earlier today, go get a pizza, because it's just a waste of time. You've got to say, hey, look, it's time for your cleaning. Isn't it wonderful? You pay nothing out of pocket for the cleaning, and your insurance works even better here now. And we've got tons and tons and tons of evening and weekend appointments. Come on down. And not only should you call the patient using that language, and don't expect to get a person, but leave that voicemail message, but also text it out and get it to them, and email it to them, or whatever you got to do to get that message to them. But it's got to be that message. I didn't mention it earlier, but our dear buddy Jack Falvo, who a lot of you guys know, right, Gabe? Remember Jack? A dear longtime client and friend of Walt's, and Walt's dad and mine and a lot of us in this room, who died about 7 years ago of pancreatic cancer. 5 years before he died, he worked as an independent contractor consultant for our company the way Todd does right now. And he was running around in, all of it. People were hiring him like crazy all around the United States, paying him all sorts. And he was like in 3 states a day, seeing 5-10 clients a day or something like that. It was crazy. And he came to me, we've known each other for years. He says, John, sometimes these guys aren't satisfied with me and I said, well, have you made the needle jump? He says, no, I didn't make the needle jump. I gave him philosophy. I said, well, beyond philosophy, you've got to make the needle jump right away. I said, well, what's the quickest way to make the needle jump right away? And I said, well, you got to get them to do reactivation calls. He says, yeah, I ask them to, but they don't ever do it. I said, I know they never do it because I've watched them for the previous 25 years. He says, you got to stay on them, and they will make those reactivation calls. And he did stay on them, and he did make them do the reactivation calls, and he kept numbers for us. And he gave me the data that for every 100 calls that are made properly to reactivate, that 25 people will come back within the next 30 days. It's well worth the effort. 2 or 3 guys up there today said you should just hire somebody to do this all day long, because it's actually better marketing than new patient marketing, because you're reactivating people that probably already thought you were pretty cool, except for the fact that they won't come back because they couldn't take off work or something happened odd previously. They had to pay insurance or something like that. It's a great investment. But Jack, he jumped a whole bunch of guys up real quick. But you got to stand right on top of him in order for it to happen. Any other questions or jokes? Brent, you got any jokes? You guys got any jokes? Nothing? Susan, what are you going to do differently on Monday? Yeah. Yes. I mean, I don't want to know that, but... Yeah. Good. 1 skinny hygiene column during the day, 4 columns at night. I love that. That's what I'm talking about. All chairs, all hygiene, all evenings, all Saturdays, all Sundays. Reactivate. Make it happen. Never give up. It's pre-appoint properly. There's so much money being lost in improper pre-appointments. I just had lunch with Justin. I don't know if he's here or not, but he just told me that, I'll just tell you, he just put a ton of money in the bank in profit. In January alone, much of it tied to the fact that he pre-appointed properly. Just pre-appointed properly and reactivated properly. Added the right hygiene and did it. It's all math. It's all irrefutable. It's all easy. Super easy. Any questions? Ron, you got questions? You got questions to Ron? Ron's over there. That's it? Nothing more to talk about? Kevin, what? Oh, I love questions. Good.
So for $0 out-of-pocket cost for your cleanings and trying to do that for SRPs, what is the best coding discount to apply to a patient's ledger so when you have Delta come in and audit you, they're not seeing a courtesy discount? A made-up code of sorts?
You know, I'm not qualified to answer that question. All these other guys in the room are, you know, maybe Susan or Justin certainly knows the answer, but I don't really know what they do in terms of accounting. But, you know, none of it has ever been a problem when Delta audits you, because Delta audits the hell out of all these guys all day long, and it's never been a problem. Yeah, in Arizona. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see it in writing because we've never seen that in writing. Yeah, I have to see that in writing because they'll say it in verbally, but they won't necessarily do it in writing because there's a lot of legal implications of them doing it in writing. Yeah. It doesn't matter what they say in verbally; they'll try to scare you. Nick, do you have any questions? A lot. Yeah. Any questions on anything? So then all I can do is thank you all for making it on out here. We hope to goodness that you guys are going to have a better Monday and a better rest of your life, and we'll do whatever the hell we can to help you. But that's what we're sitting here for, man. I'm always here. Give me a call. These great people in our company are here. Call us, man. We're here to help. Thanks so much for coming out.